They just did something to hurt me. And people also don't talk about the fact that if you are someone who grew up like I did with spankings, you somehow develop a way in your mind to equate being hit with just corrective behavior. And if I can impart any information, especially to parents out there, or especially to people who are caretakers of children, understand that when you strike a child, even when it comes to striking them in the realm of corrective behavior, the message is that when you do something wrong, it is okay for me to hit you as long as it means that I'm going to get a desired behavior and or result out of you. So when you grow up like that, to have someone put their hands on you, and it is in a corrective behavior kind of manner, you also have to deal with those issues on the inside as well. How do I requisite the fact that this person just put their hands on me in a quote unquote loving, corrective way? How do I walk away from that? We see different people like, and I hate to drag their turmoil through this because it is a very much a personal thing that happens between two people and their family. But Emily B and the rapper Fabulous, obviously, for all intents and purposes, we all know the history of domestication between them in terms of physical violence. The other day, Fab actually posted a picture of himself and Emily B being at, I want to say, Z Foster and Tank's wedding. And Fab's caption was, "Alexa, play Pressure by 52 Savage." Well, the Shade Room picked it up, and several people left comments under the picture, making joking comments like, "Alexa, play Love is Blind." "Alexa, play Girl by Destiny's Child." "Alexa, play Mountain River High by Tina and Ike." "Alexa, play Foolish by Ashanti." Listen, I know that it's all fun and jokes, but until you are on the other side of that fist, you have no idea what it is like to have to deal with. Because I think that in every issue, I think that in every circumstance, there is a level of, and I want to say this as carefully as possible because we are on a mindfulness journey. One of the things that I try to do is anytime something happens to me, I never look at it as just, why is it happening to me? I look at it as, what is it that I'm supposed to get out of this? And I think that it's important that anytime you get into any situation, that is a level of discomfort or a level of unease, that you definitely need to look at it as, what is my role in this? And what is it that I'm supposed to be getting out of this, God? One of the things that I looked at my situation as is, why didn't I, because we've talked about this in the past. I think most women are born with a level of instinct that doesn't exist in a man. And I think that most men will spend their entire lives trying to convince you that your intuition, your instinct, that power that is inside of a woman, every woman has it, and it's a muscle, and she's got to exercise it. Anybody who is in touch with their feminine energy, even, I believe, can really heighten their awareness on their intuition and instinct. And one of the things that I had to explore was, my instinct told me from the very beginning that this relationship was not going to be as fruitful as I wanted. I actually hindsight is 2020 vision. And I actually had several moments where I said to different friends, hey, you know what? I think I'm ready to get out of this relationship. I'm not being fulfilled in the way that I wanted. But when you are looking for validation from the outside, oftentimes you will keep yourself in situations that are harmful and or toxic to you because of the level of validation in which you are seeking. So the work that I'm left to do for myself now, post this incident, is why did I need to stay in this toxic relationship? Why did I need the validation of this person who I didn't even really see it for like that? I did, and I loved this person, but I knew, my instinct, my intuition knew that it was something that I shouldn't stay in. So that is just some of the things that happens inside of you when you're going through it. One of the things I also realized is that the system, and when I say the system, I mean law enforcement, is such a patriarchal and misogynist system. And it is such a system that is built to destroy, and I really want to be cognizant about what I'm saying to you in this moment. But the system is meant to destroy the Black family unit and the Black man and woman, so much so that even after filing a police report, even after filing domestic violence charges, the police were more interested in my situation, in picking up my ex-partner only if he had guns and drugs. Now, if he hit you, girl, we'll just call him and see if he wants to turn himself in, girl. We'll just give him a call like, hey, what you doing today? You got time to come down to the jail? Yeah, we just want you to turn yourself in because you just hit this girl. We're going to let you out or whatever, but we just want you to see. We wanted to see if you want to come by the jail. Now, mind you, I'm a Black woman, and I'm not kind of sort of ambiguously Black. I'm black. I'm blackity black, the black, y'all. Okay? I'm CB4 Black. Okay? And I have got to tell you, I was astonished and saddened by the handling in finding out the way that domestic violence issues are handled in our system. They are slow to be handled. They are handled with such ambivalence. It is almost as though we are living in a society that just doesn't care about women, that just does not give a fuck about women. This is the same society in which a monster like Danueal Drayton could get let go from a Nassau jail and released by a judge with no bail on his own recognizances after forcibly choking and beating up his girlfriend. But the judge felt like he didn't post any real risk to anybody. Well, except for the bitch that he just had his goddamn hands around. Now the judge, every article that I've read since this murder has taken place and since this gentleman held this young lady captive in Los Angeles is only peppered with, well, there was no way for the judge to know that he was going to come out of jail and 2 weeks later rob a family of their beautiful daughter and have a father and his son have to go in only to see their sister and their daughter wrapped up in a sheet with blood dripping from her head and her teeth extracted from her mouth by a monster. And let's not get it twisted. Anybody who puts their hands on you is a monster. That's just what it is, and they need help. One of the things that I have been doing with the situation, and one of the things that people never tell you, is how much you will nurse, curse, and rehearse the situation. That domestic violence situation has been replaying in my head like a reel. It's almost like it was BET produced. Like it just keeps playing over and over and over and over and over. It's like on a reel in my head on a constant loop. What could I have done differently? What could I have said differently? What could I have done? You know? And one of the biggest dangers in life is cursing, nursing, and rehearsing anything that has happened in your life. I wanted to give you guys some tools on, when you have a tragedy happen to you, the worst possible thing you can do is just replay it on the loop. One of the things that I've been practicing is staying in the present, staying in the moment, even if it means grabbing myself by the arms and touching myself to feel that happened then. You are in the present. You're in the present. Take a deep breath. You are in the present. And what happened then cannot hurt you today. And I want to thank you all for your support, for your love, for your prayers. Even if you didn't know what was going on with me, for all of the people who reached out, who wanted to know where the show was and what was going on. Thank you so much. I wanted to share this story with you guys because I think that it's important for us to know that domestic violence doesn't just happen on television. It doesn't just happen to weak, feeble-minded people. It can happen to anyone. It can happen to anyone. And it's important that you recognize the signs. One of the things that I now know is that my power can never be taken away from me. My power exists in a place that is beyond space and time. My power exists in the fact that I know that I am powerful because vertically above me is God and there is no more. There's no one that I hold higher. If you are currently in a situation where it doesn't feel right to you, trust your instinct. Trust your intuition. There's a reason why that kind of stuff, that loud voice speaks to you from within. And just know that if someone does this once, they will do it again. They will violate you again. It is imperative that you draw a line in the sand. Whether that means going to the police station and filing a report, whether that means blocking someone 100%, whether that means changing the friends that you're with, whatever that means, you've got to do it. Self-protection is probably one of the things that is pivotal in situations like this. Self-love and self-care goes beyond getting your nails done and buying yourself a new bag. Self-love and self-care is the ability to choose yourself first. And I know so many people who are currently lying to themselves about why they're in certain relationships or why they've chosen to choose certain people and be okay with certain things. It is amazing the lengths that people will go through just to not be alone. Myself included. I don't consider myself a victim as much as I consider myself a victor because I was able to get out of it. But there are so many people who are unable to get out of it. And that is much to their demise. Just know that you are stronger than your situation. And there is nothing to be ashamed of. There's nothing to feel any guilt about. There's nothing to feel like there's no reason for you to be transparent. I am one of the people that believes that there's always a message in my mess. And if this only serves to help one person, that's fine. I feel like I've done my job. So for this, I say to you guys, thank you so much for supporting this little show that could, and supporting myself, someone who